America's second in command pays an unannounced visit to Iraq. Vice President Joe Biden touched down in Baghdad yesterday. He's visiting with U.S. troops there after their withdrawal from the big Iraqi cities. The Vice President also meeting with U.S. commanders and Iraqi leaders as well. Our Melanie Wilkes is live at Camp War Eagle in Iraq. She has the latest on his visit. Melanie?
Well, that's right, John. First, let me say that Camp War Eagle is one of the bases on the outskirts of the cities that on June 30th, when Americans left their outposts in the cities, this is one of the bases that absorbed several hundred troops, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. First, Vice President Joe Biden did arrive here last night. Today, he met with General Odierno, the top U.S. commander in Iraq, as well as Ambassador Chris Hill. He was seen wearing a tan khaki suit and matching suede combat boots. He also had meetings on his agenda with Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki, President Jalal Talabani as well. Vicious sandstorm, though, delayed some of his schedule, but we understand he's getting all of those meetings in anyway. Now, President Obama appointed him on June 30th as kind of a Iraq envoy, leading Iraq policy here, focusing on political reconciliation. You could say with the June 30th withdrawal that was a sign of military progress, but there has been some criticism here that the political process has not gone as smoothly, that this Shia-led government needs to come to terms more with including the Sunni and Kurdish minority in power sharing. So that is one of Vice President Biden's tasks. He said today, though, this time he is here to listen, not to push. He also got in a quick meeting with his son, Beau Biden, who is JAG here with the Delaware National Guard. Now I am going to bring in, talk a little bit more about Camp War Eagle, bringing in Sergeant First Class Mark Dixon. And let me first ask you whether there was any focus today on the Vice President's visit, Mark.
No, there's no focus on the visit. We're too busy working on where our living quarters is going to be today.
Right, and you've just gotten here when, and what are you doing with building these trailers?
We've gotten here about 2 weeks ago. What we've been focusing on is trying to have a place to stay, but we've moved out of the cities. So now what we're doing is we're trying to focus on these living housing units, trying to get air conditioners installed, lights, power, all kinds of electricity, so that way our soldiers can live comfortably at least.
Okay, and I know that you had a particularly hard time of it. You were at one base, JSS Slaughter City. You went to another base, Cop Comanche. You thought you were going to stay there because the Iraqis had agreed by their invitation to allow some U.S. troops to remain in the city. They did change their mind in the last couple of weeks. So talk about that. 2 moves in just about a month, right?
Well, we're in the Army, and we do what we're told, and we do what's required. The fact that we moved from one base to another, it's not a big deal. We know what we have to do. We were told to move out of the major cities, so we did so.
And talk about your mission a month ago. How does it differ from what you're doing today?
Well, a month ago, we were in joint operations with the Iraqi counterparts. We conducted several missions where we nabbed bad guys. We did certain issues. Also did training. We had a lot of logistics. And the thing is, now it's changed a lot. Now the only thing we can do now is if they request our support, we support them. And at the same time, if we have any training to conduct with those guys, we have to make sure we get training for them.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your service, and I guess we're going to see how this withdrawal plays out over the next few weeks. John?
Melanie Wilkes live at Camp War Eagle in Iraq. Melanie, thank you.